We think of development in statistics. Yet, in my opinion, statistics fail to capture the whole story. Who has heard about the poverty line? Raise your hands. Right? Percentage of people living under $1.25 or $2 a day. For me, each time I think about those statistics, as a typical overachiever, what I want to do is to basically reduce that percentage, right? So what it does, the statistics begin impacting my thinking. All of a sudden, I think I have to reduce poverty. I remember being in Rwanda back in 2001 and being with a taxi driver who has since become a tourism entrepreneur and a close friend of mine. And we're having this debate about poverty. And he looks at me, he's like, the problem I have with you people is that you want us to go from $1.25 to $1.35. If you went from $1.25 to $1.35, are you rich? I had to tell him no. I think what we need to do is to think of a way in which we can really address the issue of prosperity. And for me, the best way to think about it is to think about kids. This is a picture of school girls in Haiti. I was there about 10 days ago. As the world was looking at the third anniversary of the earthquake, all the money that has been invested and the challenge that persists, it became very clear to me that what we have to do is to make sure that these girls become prosperous. I don't want them to go from $1.25 to $1.50 to $2. That's not enough. We need more than that. So for me, I believe that we have to really frame this discussion by thinking about people and coming up with a better way to think about it. And what I think is critical is to come up with a diagnostic that makes sense. I think what's really going on is that people are stuck in what I call the survival trap. So let me explain what the survival trap is. Have you had a day when you had a perfect plan and nothing works? If you have, raise your hands. What if you woke up every day and every single day of your life was like that? To me, the experience of being in poverty is actually very close to that. What happens is you have so many issues in your reality, in the world you live in. Phone doesn't work. There is no running water. You can't have energy to cook food. It becomes so difficult that we develop a reactive mindset. Once we have that reactive mindset, what we look for are band-aids to get rid of the pain. The result we get, if we are lucky, is some relief, and the next day we start again. I think it is Einstein that said, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. We fix this by moving away from the reality, but beginning with the mindset. And to me, the thing that I found works the best is to embrace what I call an Archimedean mindset. Archimedes, 200 before Christ, said, give me a lever and a fulcrum that's long, a lever that's long enough and a fulcrum, and I can single-handedly lift the world. What we are looking for is such a system to lift 2.7 billion people into prosperity. In my opinion, what we have to do is to use business or entrepreneurship as the fulcrum. And the lever we have to use is put ourselves in a place where we have moral purpose, we have entrepreneurship and ethics. Let me give you two examples that I've had the privilege to see in my own life firsthand. The first example is in Rwanda, right? Because this mindset works at all levels. First example is in Rwanda. Who in this room has kids? Raise your hands. Okay, so in June of 2010, I became the proud dad of a baby gorilla. The way the whole thing happened, the way the whole thing happened was that Rwanda has really bet a lot on its tourism industry, and it has decided to leverage mountain gorillas to make that happen. So they have a christening every year for baby gorillas. And because I had been involved with the industry for a while, I was invited to go and become the dad of one of the gorillas. It sounds like fun, right? But my friend Jean-Pierre I talked to you about is a genocide survivor. Thanks to tourism, today he runs a business where he employs people, where his kids are going to have a better life than he did, right? It's the first foreign exchange earner for the country. They've diversified, getting into birding, conference tourism, cultural tourism. It is this kind of innovative mindset where you use a product like a gorilla and you think about ways in which you can create an experience around that's unique, that people can enjoy, right? This is an example at the national level. At a smaller level, at the company level, I have seen an example of a company called Kacou in Haiti. It's actually a housing solutions firms that uses light steel to actually address the issue of safe and reliable structures in Haiti, right? You think about it, what killed people during the earthquake was actually concrete, right? This is a solution started by an entrepreneur. The investment is not that high. It is putting those girls I showed you before at the beginning into school. And to me, if we're going to escape the survival trap, this is the kind of things that we actually need. I believe that each and every single one of you in this room can be Archimedes. Now, if you have to be this Archimedes, what can you do concretely? First, you have to recognize that they are stuck in the survival trap, and we can be stuck in the survival trap too, because if we keep on throwing just aid and it's not working and we do the same thing again, I think there is a problem there. Second, we have to think of ways in which we can leverage businesses more. If the problem is poverty, I believe that entrepreneurs have something to contribute. And finally, please, please, never forget that this whole thing is not about some statistics. It's about people.